How's everybody doing? My name's Mike, and today we got Miss Stormi with us, and she is mainly a pit husky mix, and she's coming to me for excitement, destruction of property, destroying a lot of things in the house, and that mainly comes from anxiety and some fear there. So let's get right into it. I'm doing an attention exercise with her. This is her first day at my home, and I'm teaching her to keep the leash loose. I'm now teaching her what I want from her in our first session, and I'm trying to get her to understand to follow me and keep the leash loose and look to me for direction. It's very important that we start teaching her right away what we want, and we start doing that with a leash. The leash is a tool we're going to use all throughout training, and we want her to see that as something we want her to keep loose and not put pressure on, and we only put pressure on when we want to correct her. If you notice, when she gets to the end of the leash, if she's not turning my way, I'm giving her correction. And when she does turn my way, I'm saying atta girl. So I'm marking behavior and letting her know what's good and what's not good. And I'm encouraging her through my affection. Now, once we start to get her to understand to keep the leash loose, we start working on her sit command. She has worked with another trainer in the past. However, she was, when I first saw her, she was very excited, and they were using treats with the dog, and in my opinion that starts to become more of a trick for the dog, and they're very excited rather than being in obedience position that they understand and know well. So here I am working with the dog. We have turned that attention exercise into a heel, and that exercise helps her keep the leash loose at this point. Now when I ask her to sit, if I get compliance, then I'm marking that behavior, saying good, and then giving affection. Sometimes it's verbal affection, sometimes it is physical affection. You also see me having her sit, and then I'm moving back and forth slightly to try and start desensitizing her to, I can move, but you must stay still until I have given you the command to follow me. So in this exercise, we're working on her sit. She's also working on her heel and working on holding the position, getting duration out of that position. And she's doing very, very well, which is obviously nice for a dog that has just come into my home. We want to get as much compliance as we can from them at this point. So here we are working with her in her crate. So if you remember me saying, she has some fear and anxiety, and we definitely see that in the crate with her at times. And what happens with a lot of dogs and owners is that an open door means the dog can go right through, and what that typically creates is a lot of excitement, and the dog believes it can make the decision of, oh, I can fly in and out of the crate whenever I'd like to, and whenever the door is open at the very least. And so here you see me actually, she has to wait to go in the crate until I give her the command, and she also has to wait to come out of the crate until I ask her to. And right off the bat, I could see her rushing in and out of the crate. The first day or two, she was really just bolting in and out of the crate with a lot of energy, and so she was very surprised when I caught her doing that and corrected her with the leash. So we started using the e-collar with her on that, because she was committing so much to running in and out of the crate that we needed something that could directly get her attention and also get her right in that moment, instead of just using something like the shake can, which I'll use if she's a little less excited. But with how much energy she was using, we went right to the e-collar, and maybe had to correct her once or twice with that before this video, before days before this was shot, and that kind of gave her gave her the leadership that she needed to understand that, okay, I'm not supposed to come directly in and out of the crate. So here we are using a place bed with her, and this actually relates directly to the crate. With the crate, we're teaching her boundaries of thresholds, right? So we're teaching her you can't just run in and out of these thresholds. You need to wait for the command, and that's the same thing we're doing with this place bed. It acts like a crate without walls. So when we give her the command to go on this bed, she is supposed to go there and wait for us to give her a command to get off of it. She's not allowed to just walk on and off this bed. And can be very difficult for dogs sometimes, and that's why we take baby steps to introduce this into their life. So this is very much like the crate, and she did very well with this at the owner's house the first time I saw her, and in my home she did not do as well inside the house. So at the owner's house we were outside, so I went ahead and took the bed outside again, and that's why you saw me at first walking the dog in a circle around the bed and just having her sit. And what I was doing is getting her used to just being around the bed, not making her go on the bed. Yeah, so I walk her around, get her used to that, and then we give her the place command. And we want to use, you know, I don't want to have to use the leash to get her on the bed, but if she's refusing to go on the bed, of course we are going to do that to get her to start to understand when I ask something. Your body's gonna have to go ahead and start doing it. So we want to start creating that muscle memory. So we treat it like a threshold, and any threshold we come up to, like a door, the crate, the bed, we have them sit first, and then we allow them onto that bed. And what we're doing is we're breaking up their momentum and their excitement, getting them to wait for a minute, you know, take a deep breath and wait. And then when I have her on the bed, I'm periodically giving her verbal affection. I'm saying, "Atta girl, good place, good job." So I'm marking, again, we're talking about marking, we're marking the behavior. And that means we're either, if they do something we want to discourage, we're going to say no, and then follow that up with a correction. If they do something we want to encourage, we're going to say, "Atta girl," and then give them physical affection or just verbal affection. Our affection is replacing what you would typically see dog trainers use a treat for, the reward. So our affection becomes a reward. And in my opinion, this is a very organic way to train the dog and creates a very strong bond with the dog, because the dog is now working for your affection. So we want to just keep encouraging her when she's on that bed, give her some physical touch. And it's important, we don't want the physical touch to actually get the dog to break the command. So we want that physical touch to mean relax and to also stay in that command. If she were to break it when I give her affection, that would mean that's too much for her, and we would just give her verbal affection from there. But she's doing very well with place, especially after she had kind of a hard time indoors. So when outdoors, she started doing well,